My name is Ian Murchison, and I just want to thank the design Indaba team here, as well as Thomas Garvey from Carleton University, for allowing me to be here today to talk to you a little bit about my experience in going from graduation to starting my own design firm at such a young age. So upon graduation, I went and I worked for Blackberry. Obviously, Blackberry is a huge corporation, unfortunately a little bit smaller now, but the experience gained there was tremendous, and the design team there was even better. I had the chance to work on over 50 projects, which actually made it to market and got to be part of over 250 patents globally. While I was there, I worked on the accessory design team, so really helping the handheld designers to complete the ecosystem of products in the Blackberry lineup. So things like phone cases, headphones, Bluetooth products, power products, things like this. But I got to a point where it really felt like I had peaked at my job there. I felt like I had learned all I was going to learn while I was at Blackberry. And rather than move to a different position within the firm, I decided that it was time to pick up and move on and start something on my own. So we started a company called The Federal Incorporated, and I made the long journey from Kitchener-Waterloo all the way up to Ottawa. Ottawa is the capital city of Canada, and it is also the political city of Canada, so that means that all of the government employees live and work in the city. So the name kind of pays homage to the city that we're from, the city that we started the company, and it's also the city where Carleton University is located. What I knew I wanted to do when I first left Blackberry was actually to step away from electronics, and especially being in North America, where technology and electronics are such a huge focus on everything. We wanted to step back and start exploring different things, working with different materials, woods, aluminums, steels, alloys, rubbers, fabrics, things like this. We just wanted to take a break and try something new. And the other thing we noticed is that, especially coming from a large corporation where you have endless resources, but to go into the other side of the spectrum where you have nothing, these co-working spaces, co-maker spaces, co-shop spaces really become these vital lifelines for people. And it's amazing that the work that's coming out of these spaces, it's really critical that we continue to build these spaces in every city because they're such vital lifelines for people. So we worked out of a space called the HUB Ottawa. The HUB is a global network of co-working spaces. I don't believe there's one here in Cape Town, but there's one in Johannesburg. Great people there, a lot of really smart, innovative people. When we were looking at setting up the company, obviously we have the client consultancy side of things. Everybody has that, but we wanted to make sure that we were able to maintain a creative stream for our employees. And so we developed our own brand. So that's kind of the crest that you're seeing here. And with that brand, we wanted to make sure we never did something that was the same. It was never a Me Too product. We wanted to use the brand as an exploration, a stream where we could go and test new forms, try out product categories we had never done before, and try materials we had never worked with. And from that, we came up with things like this. So this is a set of kitchen knives, and what we did is we tried to figure out what people think about when they use their knives, and people think about the function of the knife, and we distilled that function down to this small blade portion. And what we did is we then paired it with a nice contrasting material, in this case a maple hardwood, and what it does is it really challenges people to rethink the way that they look at their knives, and that was really the goal of the project. Yes, we're playing with new materials, but really to rethink how people perceive that type of product. We heard about 3D printing ceramics. We had lots of experience in 3D printing, but we had never heard about 3D printing ceramics. So obviously we had to try it. So the first thing that pops into your mind is flatware, tableware. We decided to go with an espresso set because we can get a little bit of a wood element in there as well. And of course we couldn't do just a regular cup. So we started with this rectangular form, and it kind of ended up looking like a bathtub, but is actually really enjoyable to drink out of. One of our latest projects is this bike rack. And we actually didn't start with any idea that we were going to do a bike rack. What we did is we started with the idea of using rubber. We didn't know what rubber, we didn't know how we were going to use it. But what we did was we started with rubber, and then we looked for industries where rubber didn't exist. And we tried to figure out why the rubber material didn't exist in that industry. And what we found is in the bike rack industry is not only can we do what current bike racks are doing with rubber, but we can take it one step further and add to it. It really adds a safety level to it, and that it's flexible and it's not scratching things. It adds a real nice element of fun on the city streets, which everyone wants. And it also adds an element of customization, which developers and cities really like. And so what we really try to do with our own brand of products is infuse materials into different product categories. And it's not necessarily new materials or new product categories. It can be pre-existing things like I've shown. But we do so in a way that's practical. You know, it adds to the product, it adds a function to the product, or it really makes people rethink how they perceive that product. And what we're looking forward to is how this kind of consultancy brand mix adapts over time. You know, does one become more dominant than the other? We're not sure. You know, we're seeing more consultancies now developing their own line of projects, and I think it's really good because it gives their employees this creative outlet that's free from any sort of project brief or client on their back. And so we're really looking forward to how that plays out over time. And that's all the time I have here. Thank you very much.